Okay, now, I hope you have your things ready. Now we have to write the speech. So, the first thing that we want to do is start with something catchy, right? You want to start either with a quote that is something that is going to be very relatable to the people that you want to attract, or you want to start with a question, like, haven't you ever had this problem? And assume the answer is yes. When you do, go directly to the solution. Now, in this solution, you want to include this public. You want to say something like, we have created this solution for these kind of people. After you've spoken about the solution, you have to really get to the point and ask, what do you need? So when you know what you need to be very upfront about how this is something they can make money on. Because usually it's not something so straightforward. When you ask for what you need, don't forget to be a guarantee. Say how you're going to return this investment and how long it's going to take you. And finally, the most important thing is that you have to end it with a bang. That means that you have to say something catchy, something that's going to stay on their minds, right? Something like, this is how we are making a market revolution. Or maybe not be too cheesy, but try to make it in a way that it's going to stay in their heads and it's going to be ringing all the time. Finally, you think you got your speech ready, but guess what? You don't. It's still time to style your writing. Okay, now how are we going to do this? The way that we're going to style our writings, we're going to follow 3 basic steps. The first one is, am I describing correctly? Now, in this one, you want to know you're using the proper adverbs and adjectives. If you're not really sure if you're describing correctly, I suggest you do one thing. You just grab all the verbs that you have in your speech, and you circle them or you put them in bold, whatever you want, and then you put an adverb that accurately describes that action. So it's not like you're going to describe every single verb that you have in your speech, but there are some key ones that really need an adverb. It's just going to sound a lot better when you do your speech with a nice full description. The same thing with nouns. You're going to get those nouns, and then you're going to put a proper adjective that's going to make it sound a lot better, a lot prettier, a lot more convincing, right? Convincing people is also in the way you put your words together. Remember that. The second rule that we're going to use is, am I repeating words? If you are repeating words, and please try to use some synonyms, okay? You can talk about your customers or you can talk about your clients, right? You can talk about your development or you can talk about your product. There are many synonyms that you can use, and also, most importantly, please do not use jargon. Jargon. Do not use it, because you want it for everyone to understand. And the third one is, am I talking to the reader? Now, of course, this is a speech. They're not going to be reading it, but it's important to phrase things in a way that they know you are engaging with them. So you want to put some questions out there like, what do you think would happen if blah, blah, blah? Or how do you imagine this and that going? Things like that, right? Or you might be wondering why this is like this or like that. I'll leave it to your own opinion, but please talk to the reader. Now, let's follow these 3 steps, style that writing, and most of all, practice it with a timer so you know that it's 90 seconds or less. And I will see you in the next part.